Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Tim Stenevec along with Nora Melinda in for Carol Masser. Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. We're joined right now by Christine Aquino. What do you have on your radar?
Well, Tim, let's take a look at water, shall we? Biggest decliner on the S&P 500, ticker WAT, shares down more than 13% at the close. It's the worst performer, as mentioned, on the S&P 500, and that is because it said that it will merge with Becton Dickinson's Biosciences and Diagnostic Solutions in a reverse Morris Trust transaction. That's a mouthful.
Excuse me?
Right. That's essentially a tax optimization strategy that they often use in M&A deals, just to make it simple. But yeah, that was a deal valued at about $17.5 billion. And, you know, Water is reporting a bunch of synergies, a bunch of cost synergies and revenue synergies because of this deal. But then the word on the street is that, you know, investors aren't necessarily expected to view this positively in the short term, just because there's a bit of dilution. It will take time to implement these strategies. But, you know, Waters is saying that they are expecting about $345 million in annualized EBITDA synergies by 2030. So let's see if investors is willing to give it the benefit of doubt eventually.
I had to talk about the transaction on the closing bell. Such a mouthful.
It is. So many words.
So many words to put together. But I was looking at what the analysts were saying as well about the stock. Jefferies was saying that they expect the stock to trade down due to deal size and variables added to a clean replacement cycle story. Shares are down, what, about 18% year to date?
At one point, yeah. And yeah, 13% of that just today. So
Right.
yeah, not positively received at first blush by investors.
What else are you looking at?
Looking at Autodesk, so one of the outperformers on the S&P 500 today. So ticker ADSK, shares are up more than 5%. And so this is kind of a reverse of what we saw with Water. So this company saying that it is no longer pursuing an acquisition of PTC. That is according to people familiar with the matter. And so that would have ranked as one of the year's largest deals so far. But investors weren't necessarily happy about this. So the shares have fallen more than 10% since the 8th of July. So that was the day before Bloomberg News reported that it was considering an acquisition of PTC. And so now that they're no longer doing that, investors are taking that as a positive sign. Potentially, maybe they just didn't like the sound of this deal.
You know, this one was interesting from last week because we saw both companies decline after the deal was announced. Typically, you don't see that when it comes to an acquisition. So there was something that investors didn't love about this.
Yeah, exactly. And so now they're happy that is no longer happening, evidently, from the share move today.
Okay, PLTR is the ticker. Palantir is what we're talking about. This is a $352 billion market cap company. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's been on a tear today, Tim. So we did see shares hitting record highs. They're up about 5% at the close. We've seen a few positives for Palantir, right? The most recent one would be President Donald Trump apparently is set to announce a $70 billion investment in artificial intelligence and energy in Pennsylvania on Tuesday. So that's tomorrow. That's going to be part of the inaugural Pennsylvania Energy and Innovation Summit, and executives from Palantir are expected to attend. So potentially we could see some tie-ins there. And then, you know, other things going on that are positive for Palantir. We've seen 13F filings, Gateway Investment Advisors boosting its stake in Palantir for the 30th June quarter. And Wedbush analyst Dan Ives last week raising the target to $160 from $140 and maintaining the outperform rating. So we've just seen that stock really kind of steadily tick higher over the past week.
It's interesting. I mean, for an investor that hopped in on this trade 5 years ago, stock is up 1,957%. That's insane.
I didn't even know it was public back then.
Right.
You could have bought and held. You could have bought and held, Tim.
It's up 97%
year to date
so far this year.
It's on a tear.
It's on a tear,
as you said.
Yeah.
Just nonstop through the wind.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.